On this episode of Cooking for Real, I'm making shrimp scampi. Normally I would use my own instructions, but today I think for a little twist, what I'm going to do is ask my Echo Dot what I should be doing. Echo, how do I make shrimp scampi?
Okay, for shrimp scampi, I recommend shrimp scampi from Food Network. 30 minutes to make. Serves 4. What would you like? Start recipe. Send it to your phone, or here next recipe.
Start recipe.
Shrimp scampi from Food Network. There are 7 ingredients. Would you like to gather ingredients, or hear the instructions?
Gather ingredients.
Step 1. Put the shrimp on a large disposable pie pan or paper plate and pat them completely dry with a paper towel. Arrange the shrimp so they lay flat and are evenly spaced. When you're ready, say repeat. Or next step.
Okay, so step 1 is I have to put my shrimp on a plate and pat it completely dry. Echo, next step. Here's my large skillet over medium heat. Next step.
Step 3. Season the shrimp with salt and pepper. Add the butter to the skillet.
Season the shrimp with salt and pepper and add butter to the skillet. So just a side note, I am taking the tails off the shrimp, even though Echo didn't tell me to, but we don't like finding them in our food. And I am going to be using ghee instead of butter. So here we go, I'm adding about a tablespoon of ghee into this pan. Echo, next step.
Step 4. When the foaming subsides, raise the heat to high and invert the plate of shrimp over the skillet so the shrimp fall into the pan all at once. Cook the shrimp, without moving them, for 1 minute.
So the beeping that you keep hearing is actually because I'm cleaning my oven and my smoke detector really doesn't like the heat that it gives off. I'm about to go ahead and add the shrimp to this pan. You may notice that ghee doesn't foam. Butter would have foamed, but the ghee is not foaming. So now I'm going to cook that for a minute without moving it as per the instructions. And I want you to see here that I actually have water on. Sorry about the finger. I have water on because we have our shrimp scampi over pasta usually. Echo, next step.
Step 5. Add the garlic and cook for 1 minute. Turn the shrimp over and cook for 2 minutes more.
I want you to notice that it didn't tell me how much garlic.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Okay, so I asked it and it told me that the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons minced garlic, and I'm going to sprinkle that in right now. And evidently let it cook for 2 minutes and then flip the shrimp over. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. I'm stirring the shrimp up. It seems pretty well cooked already, to be honest. Echo, next step.
Step 6. Transfer the shrimp to a bowl.
Bowl. All right. Okay. Echo, next step.
Step 7. Return the skillet to the heat and pour in the vermouth and lemon juice. Boil the liquid until slightly thickened, about 30 seconds.
How much lemon juice?
The recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon grated lemon zest plus 1 tablespoon freshly squeezed lemon juice. Total.
How much vermouth?
A top result is L'Oreal Paris Hair Care Advanced Hairstyle Boosted Volume Inject Mousse, 8.3 ounce. It's $3.97, with delivery by September 17th. Choose this or another option in your Amazon cart. To purchase this one, Say buy it now.
I'm going to assume they mean a 1/4 cup. So I'll do a 1/4 cup of my white sherry and then a teaspoon or so of lemon juice. Echo. Next step.
Step 8. Scrape up any brown bits from the bottom of the pan with a wooden spoon.
Echo. Next step.
Step 9. Stir the lemon zest and parsley into the sauce. Pour the sauce over the shrimp. Season with salt and pepper to taste and toss to combine.
How much parsley?
The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons finely chopped flat leaf parsley leaves. Total.
Looks like I'm going to the garden. The parsley that I didn't know I needed, thankfully, was growing in my garden. So now I've chopped my parsley and it's going into the pan. And what's not being shown right now is the fact that I have my pasta cooking. I'm using a fresh pasta, so it takes very little time, but you really got to keep an eye on it. Echo. Next step.
Step 10. The final step. Divide the shrimp among plates or arrange on a platter and serve.
That's it.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Echo. Stop. This sauce doesn't look very appetizing at all, so I'm going to go ahead and add some olive oil to it. And quite frankly, I'm shocked that there was no olive oil in this recipe. So while I cook up this sauce, let's go ahead and what we're going to do here is basically a little review of that machine. If I say its name, then it's going to start replying to me. But these machines often offer recipes, so I thought, for the sake of my viewers who all cook and probably have one of these things in their house, that I would try it with a very simple recipe. And as you can see, when I asked it to gather ingredients, instead of doing so, it went directly into the recipe, which was of no help to me whatsoever, because I consistently had to ask it, how much of this, how much of that. It was a wreck. Thankfully, this was a recipe I know how to make on my own. And again, this Scampi sauce looks terrible. And I'm going to be adding to it as we go. Going to add a pinch of kosher salt. And let's grind some pepper into it. Basic seasoning that it didn't seem to want me to do. Matter of fact, there seems to be nothing to this sauce at all. I also want to note that they think shrimp scampi is just served on a plate. And I, in my life, have never had shrimp scampi just thrown on a plate. It's always been on top of pasta of some kind, usually a fettuccine. So this was all in all, and what I picked was the recipe they suggested, the #1 recipe. So as far as Echo Dot and its recipes, I'm going to give it 2 stars.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Now to prepare the sauce that thing messed up on me, I added another 1/4 cup of white wine sherry, and then a couple tablespoons more of ghee, and some more olive oil, about the same amount, 2 tablespoons, salt and pepper, no other seasoning. You can see that it's pulling together nicely, and now there's an actual sauce involved. I'm going to put the shrimp right back into the pan. Get it warm again, get it coated. You can actually see the garlic kicking up. And I'm actually reusing the pasta water here to heat up the green beans that are going to go with dinner. So now this is complete, and I am going to put this right on top of the pasta. And let's bring you over and show you what we have here. It actually looks pretty good. So as soon as the fellas get home, we're going to have shrimp scampi and green beans fresh off the farm. Today I'm cooking for we made shrimp scampi with the help of our Amazon computer over there, who shall remain nameless because she really loves the sound of her name. Do you use one of these at home? Have you had any luck with it? Did you maybe have a better time than I had with it today? Drop me a line, leave me a comment, maybe suggest a recipe I can try on this thing for the next time, because this was not a good experience. So today's episode was not only cooking, but it was a bit of a product review at the same time. So thank you for joining me today, where I was not only cooking for real, I'm cooking for you.